London currently holds 27% of the national figure in the UK of rough sleepers. There's been a 37% increase in the amount of rough sleepers in London compared to a 7% increase in the rest of the UK since April 2013. Around 12% of rough sleepers in London are female. Some of the most common causes of homelessness amongst women is domestic and drug abuse. Sometimes for these victims, homelessness is unavoidable if they are unable to access a safe haven.
I'm very confident there's a link between the reasons that women become homeless in terms of their experience of domestic violence, for example, and mental health perhaps that isn't then specialised and tailored for them, and so they, as a result of a combination of factors, they'll become homeless. And I think that presents challenges as well, because again, cuts to domestic violence services make it quite difficult for us to monitor that and link people in. There are very few refuges in London for women, particularly with complex needs. And so I think because people are leaving their homes due to domestic violence or being forced out of their homes, they're not always aware that that's a reason that allows them to access services that might be available.
Before I have a house, I lost my flat because I've been in prison. And I've been homeless, that's it. And I was peaceful in this situation. I've been a market line a month now. I'm still waiting under my flat and I'm taken by my daughter. Been normal life.
Basically, I walked out of rehab to be with my partner. He walked out, he was in the same place, he walked out as well. Because we walked out, that's how we ended up homeless. Basically, you don't get any help if you walk out there. I'm coming to London because I haven't got any ties here. They wouldn't house me. They'd house my partner, but they wouldn't house me. So he basically turned down, so I wouldn't be left on the street on my own. Then we contacted the SWAT team. They would come out about 9 times to check that we were all sleeping. Because a lot of people say they are going to stay in somebody's flat or whatever. They offered me a place to stay then in a women's hostel, but my partner had to stay on the street so I wouldn't leave him. And then we were told that we had a place here.
Being a homeless woman, you have the constant fear of being sexually assaulted, and as a result, many women are forced into hiding. They have limited access to things such as feminine care products needed for their menstrual cycles, which can lead to hygiene problems, making it harder for women to feel clean, healthy and confident enough to improve their lives.
My experience of having these kinds of conversations with women, it's more been a conversation that people haven't asked them in the first instance. So often, women who are involved in sex work, there are services that they can access, outreach services and things like that, but how often do these women get asked about their periods? Is your period painful? Are you bleeding a lot? Are you even having periods, or are you so malnourished? What's your contraception like past, using condoms? Have you had any children? Has that had any impact on your female anatomy? Those are the questions and the conversations that I hear most about that are really lacking, because everybody, I don't really know why, it just doesn't seem to be at the top of the priorities or the agenda, especially for a lot of services that work with women in that capacity.
Many of the women who are homeless are mothers, and this tends to be the case for most female rough sleepers. They usually have little to no access to their children.
We don't tend to see families come through here because we work within the single homelessness pathway, so we will only get one adult, like one mum or one dad or one sister, one brother, that's it. Every single woman that lives here, I think, actually has children who are no longer with her, so they're not sort of in a family union at the moment. I think that's really alarming, and I think often it gets forgotten.
My eldest is 21, I got a 19-year-old, 12-year-old and a 10-year-old. My 2 youngest are adopted. I keep in contact with my mum who lives in Bristol, so she keeps me updated on what they're doing and stuff, so. But yeah, I'd love to see them if I could, more often than what I do. It's just the situation. As soon as I got a place of my own and I know they'd be able to come up, I'd never let my daughter come here and visit me. You just don't know who's actually living in the hostel, They might be able to get people that are okay, but you don't know their background. And I don't want my daughter coming to a place like this.
My My daughter, 10 years old, I must see her for 3 months now. I must see her. I'm trying to see her with social worker and giving permission to see her. Because I'm living here, still I'm not changing. I'm not working. The man goes, these people get opportunity, do other course, working.
Speaking about her daughter brought back painful memories for Anna. The charity is currently helping her gain access to visit her daughter.
And often our women will talk about their children a lot. Many of them are being given up for adoption, some of them are being fostered, some of them are with family in kind of different arrangements. And it's really difficult for them to talk about it a lot of the time, but they do want to, and it's about making sure there's a space where that's allowed and supported. Because from my experience of the conversations with some of our residents, you know, there's a deep sense of kind of, I don't know, some of them have certainly voiced feeling kind of really ashamed and really distressed and really, you know, they haven't been able to fulfil their duty as a mother. Now, of course, that's not true. Motherhood is going to look different from one woman to the next, but of course, that's how they're feeling about it. And I have to say that there seems to be very little support for women in that respect.
As it stands now, the majority of services available for homeless people are built specifically around men, as they are the ones who make up most of the homeless population. Homeless shelters should be expected to provide a women's only space where women can feel safe and comfortable enough to express themselves.
Women often aren't aware of the resources that are available to them. For really long periods of time, women are going, you know, sleeping on people's sofas, staying at friends' houses, and it's really hidden in that respect. Predominantly our guys would have come from people's sofas or from crack houses, for example, squats, those kinds of environments where they maybe haven't been recognised as street homeless.
I've been in this position because I was protecting my partner and children, not being cared with the foster care. I'm not allowed to stay with the children because I was taking drugs, drinking, being aggressive with people, just protecting the children, not being cared. I've been homeless myself again, just in the street.
Most of the time, about 8 months, we were actually in a bin shed, which was, you know, it wasn't actually bad at times. Before that, it was, you know, wherever we can get cover, under a bridge, anywhere, really. I'm a coat over us. Then my partner was given a sleeping bag by somebody, so we were able to use that then. You know, so it's just sort of the winters was the worst. You know, trying to keep warm.
Homelessness brings unimaginable challenges to the thousands of people rough sleeping in the UK, such as lower life expectancy. The average life expectancy for a homeless woman is just 43 years.
We see women with so many needs and who have been excluded for so long in different services.
It's a bit hard, you know, because a lot of the time, because you haven't got an address, it takes a long time to get your benefit. You know, so basically you're sat on the street depending on people for handouts. It's food, basically. That's mostly the thing, you know, just surviving every day.
It's my life. I don't know. I'm trying here too, helping people in some help. I tell the people my story too, what I was doing before, aggressive, fighting every Friday, being police station every Friday, drinking, being domestic with the people. Now, so the last 1 year I'm quiet, I'm taking it back and do myself, you know, try, taking back my life. I've been strong, I've been trying, however.
Women such as Sally have found refuge in charities like St Mungo's. Being in a place where she can receive daily help and support, she is one step closer to having her life back to normal.
Thank you.